The countdown is officially on because the basketball world knows that a big shakeup could happen at any given moment. The NBA's trade deadline is just 2 days away now, and there's a lot expected to go down in this short amount of time. The deadline every year typically comes with a ton of rumors floating around, and a ton more surprises that actually come about, and that's basically what Bleacher Report addressed in one of their most recent articles, where they proposed 4 blockbuster trade ideas that they believe could be coming very soon to shift the current landscape. As always, I'll be going through each proposal, analyzing whether or not the trade is realistic, why or why not the teams involved would want to do it, and who benefits the most from it. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but it also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first proposal from the article we'll be going over is between the Phoenix Suns and the Charlotte Hornets, and in it the Suns receive Miles Bridges in exchange for Nasir Little, Kimezi Metu, and 3 second-round picks. Miles Bridges has been connected to a few contending teams over the last few weeks because he's on an expiring team-friendly contract and has picked right back up where he left off 2 seasons ago when he was starting to break out. He's scoring a career-high 21 points per game and grabbing a career-best 7.2 rebounds per game, and his aggressiveness and attacking the basket and his knack for getting buckets could absolutely help bolster any team's frontcourt in need of the help to contend for a title. The one issue with any trade for Miles Bridges is that he has the power to veto any trade involving himself because getting moved would result in him losing bird rights. The Suns admittedly do seem like a destination that Bridges would gladly be moved to, so in that regard I don't think Phoenix has to worry. Where they do have to worry, however, is having their offer swiftly declined. Being completely honest, there's just no way that this offer is good enough to even make the Hornets think twice. Even with the off-the-court concerns that come with Bridges and his looming free agency, this pennies on the dollar offer is not going to be moving the Hornets front office when they could easily just keep him for the rest of the season and likely give him a contract extension in the summer. There have also been reports saying that the Hornets would want at the very least 1 first-round pick in an offer for Bridges, and they would also like a pretty good young player in the deal as well. So while that combination may be pushing it a bit, it does signify that the Hornets value him as a productive, highly capable player. The Suns are a clear fit because they're all in on this season, winning now, and they have pretty scarce depth. Unfortunately for them though, the lack of depth also means a lack of expendable assets they can use to acquire someone like Bridges, so I don't think this one's gonna get done. The next proposal from the article is between the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers, and in it the Knicks receive LeBron James in exchange for Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and 5 first-round picks. I can already tell this one is going to get people riled up because it's definitely a spicy one on both ends, so let's just dive right into it. The proposal was clearly cooked up because of the rumors that swirled a few days ago about how LeBron could actually get traded before the deadline because of how displeased he was with the current state of the Lakers. These rumors, of course, were swiftly shot down by LeBron, but let's just play along and assume that where there's smoke there's fire, and there actually is a slight chance he could get moved. Would this offer be enough? Value-wise on paper, if I'm being completely honest, it's really hard to turn down 5 first-round picks in any situation. Like, if we zoom out a bit, if LeBron was actually pushing to be moved, then you would absolutely have to take an offer with this much value in return. His contract has a player option for next year, and under these presumed circumstances, he would be declining that option to find a new home anyway, so you take the deal plus the all-star talent in Julius Randle. Now, back to reality though, there are some obvious hesitations I have about this. For one, LeBron's not actually forcing himself out, and to put it simply, LeBron James is not like any other star, so you don't trade him against against his will. Secondly, I really don't like the fit of Julius Randle and Anthony Davis together in the same front court at all. That seems pretty clunky. From the Knicks' perspective, the obvious motivation to trying to get LeBron is the fact that their pathway to a deep playoff run is opening up right before them, with Joel Embiid's injury taking the Sixers out of the mix, and the Bucks looking more beatable than ever. If they believe LeBron James gets them over the hump to be able to take down the Celtics, then they throw this offer at LA without thinking twice. But from the Lakers' perspective, what LeBron says goes, and LeBron unfortunately is not going anywhere. The next proposal from the article is between the Dallas Mavericks and the Portland Trail Blazers, and in it the Mavericks receive Jeremy Grant in exchange for Grant Williams, Rashawn Holmes, Olivier Maxence Prosper, a first-round pick, and 2 first-round pick swaps. After 2 trade proposals that were pretty bold and mostly unrealistic, this is one I could actually get behind. The Dallas Mavericks have a good foundation for what they're trying to build with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving leading the way. They just don't have the front court talent right now to take things to the next level. They're currently in 8th place in the West, which is fine, but they definitely expect more of themselves, and that's a clear motivation to try to acquire someone like Jeremy Grant, who I believe would be a perfect fit for them. His 5-year, fully guaranteed contract may be a bit scary, but if he can fill the holes on the roster next to the team's superstar guards, then they can absolutely take that contract in. Jeremy Grant started his career garnering minutes strictly for his elite defensive versatility and ability to defend multiple positions seamlessly. Now, in his 10th season, he has become such a well-rounded forward that can still give you that versatile defense while also scoring an incredibly efficient 21 points per game, making 46% of his shots and 40% of his threes, which is perfect to space the floor alongside Luka and Kyrie. The issue with the Mavericks last season was that they couldn't get a stop to save their lives, and despite the addition of Grant Williams and the emergence of rookie Derek Lively this year, that's still their problem this season, as they're the 23rd ranked defense in the league. The Trailblazers will be looking to get his long-term contract off of their books, and with the draft capital, along with a defensive-minded forward in Grant Williams, plus a raw, young talent, it gives them a return they can be satisfied with for Grant as well, so I do like this one for both sides. And finally, the last proposal from the article we'll be reviewing is between the Chicago Bulls and the Houston Rockets, where the Rockets received DeMar DeRozan and Andre Drummond in exchange for Jayshawn Tate, Jeff Green, Jock Landale, Boban Marjanovic, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. The Rockets are expected to be looking for a reliable veteran scorer to add before the deadline, and while some reports have indicated that they may surprise some people hunting for a big-time star, I think the idea of them going after DeRozan is both much more realistic and honestly a good option for what they need. He's still a reliable 22-point scorer this year, he's got the experience that coach Ime Udoka is looking for, and a price tag like this is much more manageable for them than a younger star in their prime would cost. Jayshawn Tate would be an enticing piece for the Bulls too, who are trying to be moving forward with more of a defensive identity, and the first-round pick for DeRozan's expiring contract is, of course, where things get over the finish line. Zach LaVine was expected to be shipped out at the deadline this year, but his season-ending surgery has probably pushed that to the summer, so the next priority on their list to find a worthwhile offer for DeRozan in order to officially move on to the next phase of Bulls basketball, and this is one of the better ideas I have seen for that. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about the trades proposed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.